Welcome to The Vinyl Guide, the podcast for record collectors and music nerds. Here's your host, the biggest record nerd of them all, Nate Goyer.
Oh yeah, hey everyone, it's Nate. Welcome to episode 552 of The Vinyl Guide, the podcast for record collectors and music nerds. And dear people, I am back home, back in Sydney, directly from my recent travels to California and Texas. Got to again experience the Austin Record Convention, which everyone's got to at least once. Den Bosch is next, but Austin Record Convention was absolutely amazing. Hit up a ton of shops and record fairs in California. Picked up some great loot. I've been sharing that on my Instagram. Of course, met with a lot of friends and listeners to the show. Thank you to everyone who came by and said hi. Also enjoyed the Doctor Strange Summer Bash show in Pomona. That was incredible. I can't wait to see those again. Apparently, there's going to be a winter bash, so keep an eye on his socials for that. Enjoyed Circle Jerks in Ventura, and wow, what a great time. Back home, spinning records, getting over the jet lag, and the older I get, wow, that sort of travel takes a lot out of me, but I can't wait to do it again, and no doubt I will be getting my luggage in order sometime soon. But again, thanks to everyone who came out and said hi and played a role in the recent travels. Now, today, I am sharing a conversation I had with the original DOGG, Swamp Dogg. Swamp Dogg is joining us here on the show. Now, if you don't know Swamp Dogg, then, man, you are in for an absolute treat. Swamp Dogg started his career as Jerry Williams Jr., and throughout the 60s through to today has been a very prolific songwriter, not only for himself as Swamp Dogg, but for other artists as well. There's a phenomenal movie available, I think, on streaming right now called Swamp Dogg Gets His Pool Painted, which not only tells the story of the man, but perfectly encapsulates his career and personality. You'll love the movie. Check it out. It's for fans and learners alike of Swamp Dogg. And Swamp Dogg's latest LP, Swamp Dogg Contemplates the Afterlife, is out June 19th on S-Curve Records. You can get a couple of tracks now on streaming, and of course, order the vinyl from online or your favorite record shop. This album has the humor, the soul, the songwriting, the heart that Jerry has been known for all along his career. So today we talk to Jerry all about his thoughts on the afterlife. Of course, we cover his recording career, the rare records that bear his name. We talk about Jerry's own record collection, which features prominently in the Swamp Dogg Gets His Pool Painted documentary. We talk about him playing with legends, getting blacklisted. He shares about the worst gig of his life and lots more. It's such a fun conversation, lots of laughs. Jerry is 83 years old, and we cover a lot of ground today. And we even have an extended version of this conversation available only to our Patreon supporters, patreon.com/vinylguide, where he tells more stories, including how he got arrested because of Otis Redding. So again, more hilarity, more Swamp Dogg at patreon.com/vinylguide. Please consider supporting the podcast and enjoy the extras. Alrighty, let's get into it with Jerry Swamp Dogg Williams Jr. on the Vinyl Guide podcast. There he is.
How you doing?
Unbelievable. You all good?
Yeah, so far.
Excellent. Well, mate.
Nate Gordon?
That's right.
Okay.
Great to see you there, Jerry Swamp Dogg Williams, the original DOGG.
That's me.
All right. And we're going to be talking about vinyl and records, and I know you've got a hell of a collection, but before that, I want to make sure everyone knows about the new album, Swamp Dogg Contemplates the Afterlife, available June 9th. There's a couple of tracks right now you can try before you buy, but grab the vinyl at S-Curve Records. Swamp Dogg, pleasure to have you on the show. What do you think the afterlife is?
Well, I've had that discussion with a couple people lately. It's just I'm trying to keep from sounding like anti-Christian or anything like that. Mm-hmm. It's just these are new things. I'm I consider myself a Christian. I was
Mhm.
raised in the Catholic Church. It's difficult for me as I get older to understand what is going to happen when I take that last breath. And naturally, a I have high hopes of being able to do things. Take for instance, some old preachers I heard a long time ago. They would say things like, "You'll see your loved ones, but you won't recognize them." How the hell I know they loved ones then? I mean, come on, give me a break. Uh, I don't. Oh,
What? I thought when you go to heaven and you're reunited. I mean, it's great to see your loved ones, but you're also reunited with all the animals you've had throughout your life, and that sounds like a mess, quite
right,
frankly.
right, yeah. Somebody said there was another place that animals go. I've heard that also, but I didn't. This didn't start out as a testimony. The album came about naturally from things we were writing, and each thing kept pointing towards going to heaven. Or, I could have pulled out some others, like going to hell, but it's like, I really don't want to talk about that. Not the way it's been described. Nobody has come back. Has not been, I know I'm not an atheist. Yeah, well, because it's really not popular,
Hmm.
but I'm not. But I got questions. Instead of not I got doubt, I got questions. But the album just ended up the way it did by chance. When we were halfway through the album, I said, wait a minute. All we singing about is where are we going to go and how are we going to get there? But the songs felt good
Hmm.
and still feel good. But I don't know if take well, let me see that. What was that? Oh, have you heard the whole album?
Yes, I have.
Okay, that the last final approach.
Hmm.
I don't think I could be that calm about it if it was happening. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, going down, zeroing in, and all that kind of shit. I know I couldn't. You know, I suffer from anxiety anyway.
Hmm.
So that it would. Hey, anyway.
Yeah. Well, I understand, when the human body starts to pass, we've got these chemicals in us that make us okay, right?
Yeah,
It just floods your
yeah,
body to where you become okay with what the universe is about to do with you.
right, right.
I hope that's what it's like anyway.
Me too.
Now, do you have like a count of the your number of records or recordings you've made?
Uh, you talking about on Swamp Dogg only?
Well,
All of the artists I
I'm
produced.
throughout even the beginning of your career. I mean, you've written so many songs; it's got to be in the thousands.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
least 2,000. Yeah, at least 2,000. Especially the number of albums that has been released, and most of them have 12 to 14 songs. Now here lately, everybody's doing like 10. But if I take the amount of songs by 12 and multiplied by just the Swamp Dogg albums alone, we got, this is number 31.
Wow.
And number 31 times
It's about 500 if you're talking 12
12.
songs. Yeah, or probably 400 something just there. But and then you've got all your the little Jerry
Yeah.
material. You've got songs you've written for other people. You
Yeah.
probably
Patti
have
LaBelle.
you've
Uh,
you've probably forgotten more songs than you've written than most people have written.
I may have, but I still got my papers that I wrote the songs on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, I keep all of that.
Even back to the 60s.
No,
Okay.
no. Oh, 60s. Yeah, I'm thinking 50s because I had my first record in 1954. So,
What was your first record?
thing called Hard Sick Troublesome Down Out Blues, the HTD Blues. It's on an album that the little Jerry Williams anthology
Oh.
album. That's the one where I've got my hair sprayed silver. Now I don't have it. I save money now. I don't have to buy that stuff.
Yeah. Your shampoo expenditures are zero.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so you were on record in the 50s. That you got to hear yourself on an actual record back then. My research had you back in like 1961, so I was way off.
1954. But you're not too far. 1954, I put out Hard Sick Troubles from Down Out Blues. And I didn't have another record until 1960. And that's when it started. That's when I started to put songs together and get songs released and became, I guess I was in the top 10 time killers for big acts. I opened up for Sam Cooke. Yeah, Chris Kenner. You remember this thing? Come on, let me show you where it's at.
I think so.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Oh, come on. Yeah. The name of the place is I Like It Like That. Yeah, that was a big record. Anyway, I mean, I didn't have nothing to do with the record, but I just opened for him. There was a place called Sunset Lake Park, and then it became known as Midway Beach, I think it was. But anyway, that was
This is in Virginia, yeah?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that was the beach for black people, and they had a act there just about every weekend. So I got to open for Larry Williams when he had out Short Fat Fanny. And oh man, there's so many people. Because I did this for a couple of summers. And then I would sing with a society band who they played parties and so forth for the, what do you call it, people, the signify something.
Fraternities?
Yeah, fraternities and sororities. Yeah.
Sororities, that's the one you want to play.
Yeah, well, that's what I think that's what it was mostly. Although there were men there. Yeah, I mean everybody brought their husband or man. Yeah. So in those cases, I would sing standards like Stardust and Moonlight in Vermont and shit like that.
Did you have like a musical idol early on that you saw, you kind of molded yourself, at least your early self, to replicate a bit?
Yeah, Amos Milburn. Are you familiar with Amos?
I am not.
Oh man, you got to go back and listen to some of his shit. It was Chicken Shack was one of his big records. He had a lot of big records. He was on the Aladdin label.
Right.
And-
Boogie Woogie Pianist.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He made me get in. He didn't make me because I was just listening to it, but I did get to meet him. See, that was the other thing, man. There was the shower stars that used to come through Portsmouth, Virginia at the Capitol Theater at least once a month. And it would have Guitar Slim, who I loved. I liked the way he dressed. I liked I just like his presentation of himself.
Mm.
And Amos Milburn, see, it wasn't just one person or one act. Amos Milburn, who was playing piano like it was going out of style. I mean, he was like a monster. Okay, Little Richard, Chuck Berry, Jerry Lee Lewis, all of these people, and more. Fats Domino, yeah. I
Mm.
mean, Fats Domino gave us the triplets, you know. I like play anything like that. So uh, these are just some of the people that influenced me. Some of them stayed at my house. Like when they would come through town, we had a fairly large house, and they would need somewhere to stay. Now, Louis Jordan never stayed at our house, but he dropped his guys off and he picked them up.
Mm.
So I got a chance, and I would run out to talk to him,
Mhm.
and the members of the group was a singing group or what, or just the band. They would talk to me and tell me good things about what they're doing, and I got to see them interact also with
Oh.
each other, which helped me a lot. But I didn't get it. I didn't run into any negative stuff.
Mhm.
Well, only one time, but that's the Chris Kenner story. Um,
But they'd give you tips. They'd tell
yeah,
you that you'd learn from their wisdom and you'd learn from their mistakes.
exactly. And they always continued to be idols of mine up until today. It wasn't like I grew out of it. I Winona Harris, I mean, oh man, he killer. He had he had bloodshot eyes. Name of the song.
Mhm.
Don't roll those bloodshot eyes at me. I can tell you've been out on a spree. It's plain that you're lying when you say that you've been crying. Don't roll those bloodshot eyes at me. And oh man,
What's one of the this is maybe a funny one. What's one of the worst gigs you ever had?
one of the worst. Oh, right in my hometown, Portsmouth, Virginia, Capitol Theater. This old boy, Leroy Little, who was known for, he was a promoter, but his promoting was different. He had a name for beating up people, and he did. He had a temper. He really had an anger problem. And if you didn't play his little records sound like nothing. If you didn't play his records, he'd whip your ass, and harass you, and I'll come back and do it again, So hey, they played his records.
He'd beat the
Now,
performers. He'd beat the
yeah, he would do that. I remember but now we in Charlotte, not Charlotte. I forgot Raleigh. I think he beat up the tenor sax man. He booked the worst gig. He had me at the Capitol Theater, which I was like really knocked out by being there because I had seen all of my favorite people at the Capitol Theater, and to be on that same stage was something. Well, first of all, he didn't make proper preparations. We're supposed to have a band, a house band, and he didn't have anything but a baritone sax and a motherfucker with a drum, just bass drum and snare. Might have had a cymbal. I don't remember. When I went on, people were supposed to well, not people weren't supposed to show up. We thought people would show up. And there may have been 20, 25 people in the audience.
Mhm.
And that's the night also that he had hired a son of a bitch in a gorilla costume. He was on the show and he came out from behind the stage and started walking to, and it scared son of a guns to death, And one nigga got up and stabbed the gorilla. So that was one of the highlights. The other one was while I was trying to sing, I'm still inexperienced. I'm pretty good, but I ain't good at, things had to be kind of right for me. Man, they threw, I don't know where, they threw enough mess at me to make a hell of a stew. They threw tomatoes and eggs and get off of there, little Jerry. You can't sing, and man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. They were, oh, then you have to go back downtown the next day and they were, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, you ain't nothing. You better come on back here and get you a job. But that was Leroy did the worst, gave me the worst gigs. Again, we were in Charlotte. The place had a restaurant. It was a club that had a restaurant, but the restaurant wasn't open, was only open like for breakfast and lunch. And he went off to get us some food. We were down there for 3 days. He went off to get us some food. He came back and brought us cans of sardines and crackers. And we all scared to say anything to him because he whipped your ass. Which he did whip the baritone sax man. What's his name? Mo. I can't think of Mo's last name. I stayed out of the range of that shit. And he had some, we called them then exotic dancers, shake dancers. And he was starting, he didn't play no favorites or nothing. He starved the women just like he did the guys. And finally, I think on the second day, the lady who had the little restaurant, she said, "Have y'all been eating?" That kind of thing. And, no, ma'am, we haven't. Sit down. And she fed us, like beans and shit. But hey, it was we were hungry, man. And Ivan went over and got on another show, and for $5, it was like, you ever heard of the Silas Green Review?
I have not, no.
Okay, this was what the people all down in the country right after slavery. This is the entertainment they had. He used to go through towns and set up, like he would set up a circus, would only take them a few hours to set up, to let everybody know that they're there. They drive around. And I went over there and asked if I could get a job singing. They said, "Yeah, okay, well, you can try it." And I think they gave me $5, but I didn't want to particularly be with them because it was like a sideshow. Yeah, it was like a circus sideshow, only music. And yeah, and you had a tap. There were certain things you had to have for people at that time. You had to have a tap dancer. You had to have somebody telling jokes. I had somebody to sing. do tricks and all kinds of shit. And I only did that one night, but that $5, that was like $50, man. I could buy stuff and still have some change, you know.
Get all the
So
sardines and crackers you want.
yeah, and Mo said something about well, Leroy, because him and Leroy was pals. I mean, since childhood, you know, that type of thing. And Leroy, he said, I'm going to get my money. Leroy, I can't do me like this. I said, Mo, what's Mo last name? I want to think he said Mo Bandy, but I know better than that. It wasn't Mo Bandy. He said, he, he went up to Leroy. He said, I want my money. Now you give me my money. Next thing I know, he was sprawled out on the on the sidewalk.
You don't talk to Leroy like that.
Leroy looked at it. Anybody else want their money? I don't need no money. The kind of money you giving motherfuckers, man. I mean, he could back up what he said as a fighter, you know.
Clearly.
Leroy was woo.
So I don't know if you follow like record collecting or anything like that, but your records, the Swamp Dogg records, are very desirable, very collectible. You're aware of that?
No.
Yeah. A lot of people look for them. They enjoy them. They hunt them down around the world. They're hard to find, a lot of them. Rat On is probably the most popular, but you got something like an Opportunity, Not a Bargain, or you the Total Destruction to Your Mind. Those go, if you find one, those are a couple $100 at least.
Damn. Well, I know a couple of my things was out there. There was a video that was online years ago, maybe could have been 20 years ago, of Bob Dylan singing one of my songs. Sidewalks, Fences, and Walls is the name of the song. And there was about 6 versions of it on there. And nobody had figured out where it came from, but it was bootlegged out of the studio. Nobody know how it got around, but a friend of mine who I taught how to play piano, and if you listen to some of the stuff he's recorded, listen to me, you think he started to teach me, but I just didn't make the grade. He was great. He played played that piano solo on So Excited by the Pointer Sisters. Yeah, listen to that. He's great. Oh, he's dead now though. He was playing piano for Bob Dylan, so you know he was good. And I had cut an album that came out on Amherst, then came out on MCA also, on Solomon Burke. And in the song, the way I wrote it, it was Solomon loves Mary, Solomon loves Mary, on sidewalks, fences, and walls. And when Dylan did it, instead of saying Bob or Bobby or Robert, he says Solomon, But I mean, he could have been telling the story. But I mean, it was, to me, that's a highlight in my life to have Bob Dylan think that much of one of my songs. He did the hell out of it. And on his radio show a few years back, I don't know if he still has. He still have a radio show.
I don't know.
He played. People would tell me I never did hear. He played a couple of Swamp Dogg songs, Total Destruction, and I think Synthetic World, and said something about me being a damn good songwriter. You know, certain people, you know, they're not that free with their compliments and shit, you know.
Right.
And if you get one, you say, oh my God, I'm gonna hold on to this, you know. So that's, I keep looking around. It looked like my wall.
Yeah,
it is my wall.
You got more than I got.
You know what? I was the whole time I'm telling you, what the hell? I'm like, can't read this shit, but I said, then his albums are stacked just like mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you got more. You got more than me. Look in the movie, you got a couple of walls. I just got a corner of one wall. Yeah.
Yeah. I just couldn't, the crow there, whatever he is.
Oh, that guy right there, yeah.
With the hat on. Because I thought, and for a while, I thought I was looking at my own room, which I'm in. So no, that's not your room.
That's a plague doctor mask from the, old Europe plague. That's what the doctors used to wear.
Oh, shit.
It's a bit creepy. Yeah.
It is. Weird. Hey, where are you at?
Australia. Australia.
Australia.
That's right. You ever been down here?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When you coming next?
I don't know. I'd love to get down there. I got a friend. I haven't talked to him in years, though. He was like one of the biggest. Are you Australian?
Well, I grew up in grew up in California, but I moved here like 25 years ago.
Okay, you might. What's the name of his? Telmac. You ever heard of Telmac Records?
Telmac. I don't think I have. I don't think I have.
Telmak. His name was Gene Pearson.
Yeah.
He was big man there's one of the richest men in Sydney.
Okay.
He had a lock on mail order stuff, music.
Right.
He was on television with, get this for $12.95 and another,
Order now and you get another thing. Yeah.
Yeah. He and I became partners. And at the Telmac, that was the name of it.
I found
I released a few things. What he used to do, he used to buy his product, or he manufactured a hell of a lot of product, but some that he bought by the container. But I'm talking about those big containers that you find at the airport and railway. Anyway, so it was like he would order maybe 50, 100,000 pieces of something. And then he would peel me off maybe 5,000 to get me started. And it was great because then I used the commercial, his commercial. All I had to do was have it edited and put in my address. But anyway, we had the biggest thing we had was a thing called Beatles-cover. It was singing Beatles songs being sung by dogs, cats, and cattle. People loved it. And so I was down there for that. I think I've been to Australia 3 times. Yeah. 3 times. I liked it.
So you had your own record label, and
Yeah.
you would distribute out of the U.S. You'd get them pressed up. Where would you get them? Where would you get them pressed? Do you remember?
Anybody, I use a lot of anybody who would give me a deal and some credit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I continued right on through CDs,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But somewhere along the line, record business left one night while I was asleep. But I woke up the next morning, there was no more record business. Everything was digital.
Yep.
And I still haven't totally figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why now I'm on other labels where people have figured it out.
Right.
And I don't even think I want to be bothered with, if anything, I've been thinking about is going back in digitizing some of the stuff that's never been out on other artists that I have or had.
Do you still have like all the tapes from not only those artists but also Swamp Dogg back?
Yeah.
As far, you have tapes. You got everything that you can then.
Yeah. I don't think everything. I know it's not everything, but at least half.
Mm-hmm.
At least half. I used to have a clause where it would come back to me after
So many years.
years.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So going back to like, Cuff Collared and Tagged or Gag a Maggot, all those you now control. You can reissue if you want.
Yeah, I had, but the bootleggers are all over me. I find my stuff everywhere. And only thing about it is that you can judge your stuff usually by the bootleggers because they don't mess with nothing but hits.
Yeah.
Really, if the bootleggers get on you, you got something. What you got to do is just accelerate your speed.
Yeah. Stay ahead of them.
Yeah, because ain't no such thing. Like I went over to Barbados years ago, and Right On was like their biggest record at that time.
Yeah.
It was called West Indies Records. I went over there and I said, man, y'all been having fun. Everybody know my shit. People's, hey, Swamp Dogg, they're stopping traffic. And I said, look, give me some money. So we figured out a little figure that I was all right with. And he cut me a check. And they even, by mistake, I guess, sent me 2 more checks. Yeah, for that next quarter, although they had used 40 quarters already.
Yeah.
But I said, well, I did get something back out of it. And I did build an audience.
Do you have a lot of tapes of music you haven't released yet?
Yes, but not on Swamp Dogg.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some live shows that I'm shopping around now. Live shows, Swamp Dogg shows.
You talked about your catalog. It continues to grow. Is there a record or a statement you haven't made yet? Something you still want to do? I know we got this one that we're talking about now, Contemplates the Afterlife.
Yeah, I want to go back to Trinidad and do another soca album. Now, I've got one soca album, which I can't even think of the name of it right this minute. I'd have to look in have you seen my cookbook?
I have. It's delightful.
Oh, great. That's part of the catalog, so I'm going with that. I got one bootlegger out there that's beating hell out of me. I mean, he's like promoting and selling my stuff like, hey man, like it was his.
So, if someone listening is just getting familiar with Swamp Dogg, where would you recommend they start with your musical catalog? Which record you think best exemplifies you and your art?
Okay, if I base it on what the response that I get and what people sing along with me on, is the very first one, Total Destruction to Your Mind.
That's a good one.
I'm not saying that I feel that's the best one, but it's in my top three. Yeah. But I know I did some good albums, and I take a lot of chances. I run from one genre to another, and I was hoping my blackgrass would be accepted, and it has been. So I'm getting ready to do another blackgrass #2. And this time I've got more guests on it. Steve Earls.
Oh, Steve Earle's on it.
Yeah, well, he's not on it yet because I ain't started cutting it, but he loved the way I sung Hillbilly Highways. I just did the Outlaw Cruise. And as a matter of fact, 3 days after leaving the Outlaw Cruise, they called and booked me again for March, for next March. For some reason, I was a standout. They liked me, and they had a special place in the restaurant where they put up and advertised my cookbook, and then they did 4 dishes from the cookbook. Yeah. And I mean, that was great, and I got to meet the master chef and all. He was nice, A lot of them kind of guys, they look down their nose at you, especially when they know you're not a pro,
Right.
What are you doing messing around over here, But man, wow. And we sold cookbooks. Ray Benson with Asleep at the Wheel. He's going to be on. Colleen Carter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Margot Price. And she's on the first one. The first Blackgrass.
Blackgrass. And that was on Oh Boy Records, which is John Prine's label.
Yeah, and this one's going to be on Oh Boy.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it'll be out around January.
Excellent.
That's the scheduled release for it. So I'm actually on 2 labels, Mo S-Curve and on Oh Boy.
So you've got Blackgrass 2 coming out. And then... I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I just finished album on Eli Paperboy Reed. You familiar with Eli?
I am not, no.
Kidding. He's a scourge over Spain and a few other places over in Europe, and he's pretty well known here. He's one of those guys you think you're going to see a black R&B artist when you walk in, and he turns out to be lily white,
Okay.
But he sounds, but if you're just listening, you swear he was black, But anyway, he sang his butt off, and a great, great writer. He's such a great writer that when we were going through stuff, I wanted to produce so many of his songs that I only stuck one song that I wrote in his album. And the other thing, I always loved that song, How Can I Forget? You remember that?
Right, yep.
Yeah. I wanna know, no. Yeah. So we did that. It's a great album. So his record company, which is Yelp Records, and S-Curve, we're going to be doing some things together, some gigs, and therefore he's holding his release back because it was scheduled to come at the same time as mine, but they're holding it back. And I don't know what the strategy is. I have no idea, but it seems to work.
Mhm.
So he and I are going to do some gigs, together. And hell yeah,
Good.
just finished that.
I hope to see you in Australia, both of you.
Yeah, man, I'd like to be over there. I like it.
So you're about at the halfway mark of life. What do you have to look forward to? More recordings, more shows. Have you thought about your legacy? Like, what are people going to think about you when you're no longer around?
I think they're gonna try to figure me out, and it's gonna be difficult because I haven't figured out why I did some things that I did. Um, because there was one part of my life, uh, Swamp Dogg life, where I was pissing people off and seemed like I was enjoying it, and that's when I had started my campaign against Richard Nixon and all that, and with Jane Fonda and Free the Army and all that stuff. Plus, my mother used to use this phrase, he thinks he's Mr. I Am. I said, and that's what I got to thinking. My head was blown way out,
Mm-hmm.
and I had gotten semi-rich, anything I wanted. That don't last always either.
Mm-hmm.
You keep going to the till. After a while, you can reach up there, ain't nothing in it. So,
That'll happen when you get 9 cars.
yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, but you know what? I look at the guys now, the rappers who's making the millions and so forth, and where they were making millions, I was making 10,000,
Mm-hmm.
20,000, which was the equivalent. Yeah.
Yeah.
At this,
You ever pull them aside and say, "Look, I've been where you're at right now. Start to pack some stuff away, or
don't nobody want to hear it. I didn't. They pulled me aside. They pulled me aside. They said, "Boy, here's what you got to do." You won't tell me what I got to do, but man, I changed Cadillacs like you changed diapers. So,
So you don't
so
try to coach them or nothing. You're just like they're gonna take their own path.
yeah.
Yeah.
I tell them, I say, there's going to be a couple of screwings. You're going to get screwed a couple of times until you catch on to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I got mine when I got to New York and right at Musical Records when I produced Gene Pitney. I produced him, his last big hit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, that She's a Heartbreaker. I wrote it, produced it. At one point, I had 5 records on the chart that I had produced for musical alone. Inez and Charlie Fox, Count the Days I'm Gone, The Exciters, Who Needs a Chaperone, Tommy Hunt, I Need a Woman of My Own. Hey, my memory's coming back.
There you go.
Yeah, maybe I need to talk to you once a day. I haven't had to stop that much. But I didn't get paid, but I knew I had seen enough people who had gotten paid. And then, although I didn't get paid, a I developed a following from other record executives. That's part of the way I got into Atlantic Records. and was able to do the Commodores and Patti LaBelle and, oh God, the Drifters. And these were people I listened to on the radio, and I just, all of a sudden now I'm telling them what to sing, how to sing, when to sing. Oh man. So
What was Jerry Wexler like?
among he was among the nicest people in or out the music business that I ever met. He always had time for me. I didn't bug him though. I've never been one to try to put my head in your ass. It's like I'm gonna do what I think I'm supposed to do, and I appreciate your accolades or whatever. He was great. He knew his stuff. He does. He started me doing something like what I was most impressed when he would be in the studio producing. He had a stopwatch around his neck, and he'd be walking around. I mean, you talking about impressed. So my wife, she gave me stopwatch when I went to Atlantic. I think it was for Father's Day because it says, to Daddy, love, Debbie, Tony, Joy, Shell, 6/15/69. And I don't need it now. And I use it sometimes just for nostalgia's sake. Just I feel like I want to feel like I did in 1969, So I'll go in the studio with my stopwatch. But
that's to time the song to make sure it's got it's a radio time, 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
All that. 3 minutes was anything over 3 minutes was too long.
Right.
But every 2:59, and we used to lie a lot on the records.
On the labels? Okay.
Yeah.
Get yourself a few extra seconds there.
Yeah. So
did you ever work with Phil Spector?
No. Phil and I became, well, we weren't friends. We were acquaintances, you might say. We had some of the same friends, so we ended up at some of the same gatherings, But no, I never did work with him. He had an ego that was monstrous. Well, he did things and he floored everybody with that walls of sound shit. I mean, stuff, music. Where I went for it. Anyway. But he was cool with me. We never talked over 10 minutes to each other.
Right.
We had, like be at same parties or same music presentations or something.
Right. Did you ever work with a Beatle?
No.
Okay.
I've had a couple of acts out of on that Baby You're My Everything, which there was a group that covered it in England called Hedgehoppers Anonymous. They were on Parrot Records. And I cut a group over there. No, it was a group over here called Weatherspoon. Their album never came out, but they were that type of group. There was another Interview. They were on Virgin Records. They did one of the Doris Duke cuts, but I forgot which one it was. I only worked with these people, and I never did work with any Beatles song wise. Like which
Mm-hmm.
Jerry, what do you have? This is what I have. Yeah, well, we like that. We want to do it. Um, I had forgotten. You remember the Magnificent Men?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, they had they did a thing to Gary Bonds and I wrote called "Still Good,"
Mm-hmm.
and they did the hell out of it. I had forgotten what they did with it, and I put it on the other day and listened to it. I said, "Wow, that was real good." But I didn't have anything to do with the production. I know Gary went in the studio with them a few times while they were cutting and gave them
Mm-hmm.
advice and so forth. But
You you sure have a big record collection. Hey, do you still add to it? Do you still go record
uh
shopping? Yeah.
yeah, not as much as I want to, but I've got names of things written down that I want to find.
Yeah.
And
Like
yeah,
what's on that list?
there's one by uh, the piano player Oscar Peterson.
Mm.
The girls are back in town,
Okay.
and I've been looking for that. Some of the greatest piano I ever heard in my life, except Earl Garner, of course. Earl to me is too great. Uh, yeah, the girls are back in town.
Oscar Peterson, Girls Back in Town.
Yeah.
Which record stores do you tend to go to, or how do you find them? Do you go to like garage sales? Do you go to record shops? How do you get your new
I go
records?
to record shops. As I used to, there used to be like tons and tons and tons of record shops of all kinds, but the one Antone's,
Ooh, in
I
Austin.
br yeah, I browse around there, and there's another one. They got some good stuff. I Today I would say one of the best record stores in this country is Antone's.
It is a good shop. Last time I was in there, I got the Curtis Mayfield, the double live one.
Uh-huh.
Austin's a good record town.
Yeah. I like it. That's one of the reasons I like it.
So you're adding to your collection. So you got LPs and you got the 45s. You've got the
Oh yeah, oh,
jukebox. Is that
yeah,
is that almost all Swamp Dogg records inside
yeah.
that jukebox? Okay.
But not me singing. There's maybe 6 or 7 records on there. It's a whole's 100.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there any record of yours that you're missing?
I think it is. Uh would be in the Little Jerry series. Um
Got the
oh
dirt.
yeah. Another place I get a lot of my music is out of Philadelphia. Boy, I can't think his name. He and we talk a lot. Uh, he's like the last big shop. What's his name? Don't you know who I'm talking about in Philadelphia?
I've never set foot in Philadelphia. No.
Yo, okay, but I mean he's like everywhere. Anyway, and
Okay.
I think the shop is named after him. But anyway, I'm looking for 2 records by, these are 45s, by an artist named Jerry Jones. And I produced it in Miami in the 60s. And I asked him if he could he found one. He said, but you know what they want for it? I said, what? He said $1,000 for one. Man, I don't. I just, I just wanted to have it. I wanted to play it one more time and put it in my archives. But I ain't paying no $1,000 for no Jerry Williams production.
Some of the records you've been on, they are very, like especially the Little Jerry ones. There Ain't
Yeah,
Enough Love.
yeah, that was on her Ember Records.
Correct.
Her Ember.
Yeah. The if you want a copy of that, yeah, you're gonna it's about 150 bucks.
Yeah,
And then
I got one on my jukebox.
okay. And one
Yeah,
I'll always remember, Chapel on the Hill.
that's on Aldo Records.
Very good. Yeah. That is gonna
Yeah,
set you back about 150.
yeah. Now that was the record that. Hey, I'm talking about. I became the scourge of Ohio. I mean, that record was big all over Ohio
Mm-hmm.
and maybe a couple other places, but Cleveland. I was the boss. It was. Have you ever heard it?
I don't think I have.
Oh man, you got to play that. That's a fun record.
It's on YouTube. You know, a lot of these records they become so expensive, but you can still hear them online. You
Yeah,
know, and
yeah,
still enjoy them. So I'll see if I could do that. Also, let's see. Let's Do the Wobble.
yeah. Before Chubby gets it, that was Chubby Checker.
Uh huh.
So Chubby Checker was having all these hits on. He was called the king of the do-thers. Let's do the this. Let's do the that. Let's do the twist. Let's do the pony. Let's do the frog. Uh, so when I said, let's do the wobble before Chubby gets it. Got the wobble. We got a dance that fits it. You somehow you move to the left and you move to the right. But yeah, I got a copy of that on my jukebox.
Uh-huh.
And they're like most of mine like that are among the first that came off uh that were pressed.
Yeah.
I got like first pressings.
Do you like the promo versions? Because I imagine you probably would have got some of the promo versions,
Yeah, I
the
did.
giveaways.
I got promo. Seemed like people want the promos more so than the
The standard one. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is fine.
They're a little more unique because there's probably maybe 2% of the number of the amount of pressing is promo.
Yeah, and most people was only making like 500. And that was if you was halfway starring, but you could get them in one day.
Hmm.
That was a great thing. You could take if you had the mother, uh, and if you want I forgot how it went, but there's something they could put together where they could like press X amount of records before it went bad. Not
Hmm.
bad, but while it was still
Yeah.
what's wrong with you?
You could only press so many of them, and then it starts to
Yeah,
degrade.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you used to get a lot of these pressed yourself.
Yeah.
And would you bring them to shows? Would you sell them at shows, or mainly just through the record shops?
Uh, Record shops mainly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh, People they weren't really buying the stuff at shows. Maybe they would have if they had been made available to them. So it didn't cross their minds because nobody brought it up.
Didn't even think about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You got a favorite 45? Favorite song? on that jukebox or one that you've written?
Yeah. Baby, You're My Everything and Baby Bunny Sugar Honey. The ones that I wrote definitely for Yvonne.
Ah.
And the stuff on Calla.
Yep.
I Love You, Yvonne. Yeah, Just What Do You Plan to Do About It?
Yeah.
They were all love songs, but
Beautiful.
yeah.
Look, Jerry, you've been very
Yeah.
generous with your time. I do want to thank you very much, and I want to invite you back to the show anytime you got a new record or something to share.
Okay.
We go out to all sorts of record nerds and music fans, and it's been an absolute honor to have you on the show.
Well, I enjoyed it, man. I appreciate it.
All good.
Now, Ace Records over in England, they put out a lot of stuff, and they did some great stuff on me. Like they got an album called, this is right here on my desk, and they Blame It on the Dog, and it's got then you got another like Swamp Dogg's Women or something like that, and it's just it's just things I produced.
Well, look, I want to also make sure people are aware of the new one. Swamp Dogg Contemplates the Afterlife, June 19th, S-Curve Records. And it's another great chapter in the book of Swamp Dogg.
Yeah. I'm happy about it, man. Too many guys, except maybe Bobby Rush, that's our age, has an audience and record company backing, distributor backing. It's like, hey, it's one of the greatest feelings in the world.
100%.
To be over 80 and people still want you. I'm blessed. I'm happy about it. Yeah.
Excellent. I'm happy for you, man. It sounds like you're in a great spot right now. You're being creative. You're feeling good about things, and that's wonderful to see, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to let you go, but I'm going to talk to you again. And you take care, stay healthy, and maybe we'll see you down under one day soon.
You do the same. Well, when is your birthday?
Well, what was the day of that stopwatch you said?
69. June
15th?
That's your birthday?
That stopwatch was made 3 days. I was 3 days old when that stopwatch. Yeah.
Wait a minute. I want to look at it again. But okay, it's a Princeton. How many jewels?
So you said that was June 15th. I was born on June 12th, so my mom probably didn't even have sleep by the time they got that one. She was still dealing with me.
Oh boy. Man, that's something.
All righty, Jerry. Thanks again for your time, mate.
Anytime, man. I appreciate it.
Okay, you take care of yourself, all right?
Thank you.
All right, see you around.
Okay.
Cheers. Oh, man, he is welcome back anytime. That is, he's 83 years old. I hope I've got that much energy when I'm his age. Don't forget, we've got an extended version of this episode available at patreon.com/Vinyl Guide. More Swamp Dogg there. And again, don't forget, Swamp Dogg Contemplates the Afterlife, available June 19th on S-Curve Records. And also check out the documentary Swamp Dogg Gets His Pool Painted. Amazing film for fans and people who want to learn about him as well. And that's it for this episode of The Vinyl Guide. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks to everyone who's leaving positive reviews on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That's a huge help. Those of you who are sharing these episodes online, I love you too. And of course, you supporters on patreon.com/Vinyl Guide, you're amazing. You help keep this show going. And I'm so appreciative of each and every one of you for lending me your ears. We'll be back shortly with a brand new episode. So until we talk next time, you all behave yourselves. And thanks again for listening to the Vinyl Guide podcast. Cheers.